it's hearings about motions to suppress evidence. And I talked about Corey Richards before, so this is the next case. All right. Um, okay. So his attorney or thing. Well, hold on. I have to back up. Okay, because there have been some changes here. Um, the first judge was named John Judge. No joke. Okay. But somehow they changed him so he's no longer the judge. And I'm happy about that because I kind of watched the first hearings, and the first judge allowed a lot more leeway than this judge. And so the her name is Ann Taylor, and apparently she's really good, but I don't know. This is my first experience seeing her, and she seems to know what she's talking about. However, she doesn't get to the point quickly, which annoys me because I'm like, okay, get to the point. What's the point? And then I'm like, whenever she said something, I'm like, I'm not sure that's the point. Um, because first she started off talking about the collection of evidence and how it was done, and how it supposedly, according to her, it was done incorrectly. But she starts talking about one thing and then she switches to another thing, and the judge tells her in nice language, but says that's not relevant. That's not what we're talking about here. And she still goes along the path like she didn't hear him or didn't understand him. And I don't like that either because, okay, well, I have a couple of thoughts here. If you don't understand what a judge is saying, then you can ask for clarification. But if you act like you just didn't hear him, that's another form of, like, it's not that you didn't understand him, it's that you disrespected him. And you're going to go on your own path and you don't really care what happens. And that's just not right in any arena whatsoever. So, um, okay. So the thing she was being hung up on is how she said they collected the DNA in a wrong fashion because apparently his family, now the alleged suspect here, his family signed up for a DNA service where, you know, you give them your DNA and they give you a profile or whatever. And so she's trying to say that the information they have was collected illegally from that. Okay? But that's not the point here because it wasn't. His DNA was collected because of other means. And one of the items in the case is a knife sheath, and apparently has DNA on it, and you know, so that's legal. Um, yeah, but she was barking at the wrong tree, but it wasn't the fact of it was that also combined with the fact that she wouldn't let it go. That I literally watched all the information I have as far as this goes is courtesy of Emily D. Baker, by the way. And I watched for an hour, maybe two, all together. And I said, I can't anymore because she's not going where the judge wants her to go. And I can't do that because I'm stuck with what is this? Like, why is this relevant? And when the judge is saying it's not relevant, I'm like, oh, okay. Because I figure, this is how I figure, okay? I figure everything's a system. There are certain levels, okay? You have your lay people, which is me, and maybe the suspected or whatever, okay? That's lay people. Then you have the attorney, who I would hope knows more than me. And then you have the prosecution, who knows about the same amount as the lawyer, maybe a little more in different areas. And then you have the judge, who's supposed to be the ultimate ruler of the courtroom. I would hope the most educated, the most knowledgeable, that kind of thing. So, okay. So when the judge says not relevant, I disregard because I'm like, oh, okay, it's not relevant. He should know better. He should know if something's relevant or not more than me. Because I'll say, well, I thought it was relevant because of this, like in my own head. And then when he says, well, it's not relevant because of X, Y, and Z, I'm like, oh, okay, didn't see it from that angle. All right. But she just, it was like a kid, or no, a dog with a bone. That's what it reminded me of. You know how they won't give up? That kind of thing. So it was just a foster club. Yeah. All right. So as always, I'll keep you in the loop of any court cases. Some I'm following, probably some I'm not, because I really do like the law, and I'm finding stuff to fill in, you know, until we have a big case. So that's what I plan to do here. All right. Bye, guys.